Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we'll be recreating the top of these two pieces. I made two different tops with different measurements, one for me and one for a friend. So I wanted you guys to choose between these two top measurements, the one best suitable for you. I used 1.5 meters to recreate mine and 1.12 meters to recreate that of my friend. The difference is in the sleeve length and neck measurement. So if you'd like to see how I achieve my result, keep watching. Do not forget to like and share the video, and let's get right into the tutorial. The length of my fabric measured 41 inches, that's 1.5 meters, and I've folded it into two widthwise, selvage to selvage. I'll go ahead and fold it in half again lengthwise, making it 4 folds for the front and back panel. So this is the one I made for myself. The length of my fabric on fold measured roughly 21 inches and the width measured 22 inches. So this folded side will serve for the center, front and back, and this side is the open side. I'll go ahead and secure the fabric with pins to have more control. From the folded side, I will place the neck width of 3 inches and the neck depth of 3 inches and draw in the neckline. With my tape on the center front, I'll place half of my shoulder measurement of 8.5 inches and the rest of the fabric will be for the sleeve length and seam allowance. At the end of the sleeve, I will come down at 2 inches from the shoulder line for my shoulder slope and connect it back to the neckline. With my tape on the shoulder line, I came down at 21 inches for the length of my top plus seam allowance. Now my half length is 17 inches and I added an extra 2 inches to it, making it 19 inches, which was quite long, and the 2 inches was for seam allowance. So I reduced the length of my top to 18 inches and the seam allowance to 1.5 inches. Half inch to join the shoulders and 1 inch to create the channel for the drawstring or elastic. So you can either maintain your half length measurement or you just add an extra 1 inch to it plus your seam allowance. With my tape on the shoulder slope point, I came down at 9 inches for my sleeve opening, and at the hem of the top, I came in by 4 inches. I placed this same measurement on the sleeve opening level and connected these 2 points. On the neckline, I came down at an extra half an inch for the neck depth, making it 3.5 inches. Do not do this except you are an extra large size. The 3 inches neck depth is perfect because I later adjusted my neckline after sewing. I'll go ahead and cut it out. Once you've cut out your fabric, you determine where you want your off shoulder to be. On our inspiration photo, the off shoulder is on the left, but mine is on the right. With my tape on the center front, I will replace half of my shoulder measurement of 8.5 inches and connect it back to the neckline with a slightly curved line. Now this was way lower than what we have in our inspiration photo but can still be worn. Remember, half of my shoulder measurement is 8.5 inches and I've removed 3 inches for the neck width, remaining 5.5 inches. So from half of your shoulder measurement, minus 1 to 1.5 inches and draw in your neckline because I later adjusted my own neckline after sewing. I'll go ahead and cut it out. Now I felt that the lower part of this top is big as I'll be using a drawstring instead of an elastic, so I reduced it by placing 1/4 of my hip measurement plus an extra 4 inches for ease, and for me is 14 inches, and I redrew the side seam. So that's practically all for the top. For the drawstring rope and the bias for the neckline, we'll cut as we sew along. So this one right here is for my friend. She wanted her sleeve a little longer, so I have here 1.17 meters, but I ended up using 1.12 meters. I have folded it into 4 for the front and back panel, and this is the folded side. The length here on fold measured 26.5 inches, but I reduced it to 24 inches, and this includes 1 inch seam allowance to hem the sleeve. With my tape on the shoulder line, I will go down 18 inches for the length of her top and square it out. With my tape on the center front, I'll place the neck width of 2.5 inches and the neck depth of 2.5 inches as well and draw in the neckline. With my tape on the center front, I'll place half of her shoulder measurement of 8.5 inches and the rest of the fabric will be for the sleeve length and seam allowance. Like I earlier mentioned, I reduced it to 24 inches. With my tape on the shoulder line at the end of the sleeve, I came down at 2 inches for the shoulder slope and connected it back to the neckline. With my tape on the shoulder slope point, I came down at 9 inches for the sleeve opening. This was big. I will advise you reduce it if your sleeve is long. Then at the hem of her top, I used 15 inches and I placed the same measurement at the sleeve opening level and I drew in the side seam. At the hem of the top, I added a 1.5 inches seam allowance, half inch to join the shoulders and 1 inch to create the drawstring channel, and I went ahead and cut it out. My off shoulder is going to be on the right and half of the shoulder measurement I'm working with is 8.5 inches and I have minus 2.5 inches the neck width from this and I'm left with 6 inches. So I minus half inch from these 6 inches to draw in the neckline, but this was tight, so I went out on the shoulder by an extra 1 inch and redrew the neckline. So from the side of the neckline to my final measurement is 6.5 inches. I'll go ahead and cut it out, make necessary notches, and that was all I did for this top. The sewing is the same and I'll be showing you with the one I made for myself. The difference between these two tops is in the sleeve length and neck measurement, and this is what your top will look like using this measurement. I'll go ahead and join the front and back panels on the shoulders using a French seam and I'll hem the sleeves as well. I have attached the front and back panels on the shoulders using a French seam and I have also hemmed the sleeves. I went ahead and cut out this strip for the neckline. I'll use it to pipe round the neckline. Then at the hem of the top, I'm going to create a buttonhole here for the insertion of my drawstring, and I'll go ahead and stitch close the side seams using a French seam. So guys, I've done all that I said. I have piped the neckline, I have stitched close the side seams using a French seam, and you can see how neat the wrong side of this top is. Now the seam allowance at the hem of my top is 1 inch, so I went up by 1 inch and ironed on a medium weight interfacing to make these buttonholes. So on the center line of this top, I went out on both sides by half an inch to create my half-inch buttonholes. Now I'm going to create the drawstring channel by using this 1 inch seam allowance to fold over the buttonhole and run my stitches all the way around the hem of this top, so that when I'm done sewing, this buttonhole will be in the center of the drawstring channel. I have made my buttonholes and have snipped it open, and this is what I have. This is what yours should look like if you're using a drawstring. Now I'm going to fold over the seam allowance like so and create the drawstring channel. So guys, I've done all that I said. I have created the drawstring channel as you can see. I have also prepared the drawstring rope. So what I'm going to do is to pass this rope through the channel, and that's practically all there is to this top. So here are the modifications I made on my top after sewing. Like I earlier mentioned in the video, I adjusted the neckline after making the neck depth 3.5 inches. So on both sides of the shoulders, I took out 1 inch, as you can see here. So I just stitch it down like so to show you guys before I properly sew it. And this also helped reconcile the length of my top, as you can see here that the length measured 18 inches. This measurement is taken from the 1 inch that I came down from on the shoulder line, and this is the final look. Do not forget to like and share this video. Leave all your questions in the comment section. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in my next one. A bientôt!